Hi everyone, so this is card number 4 for my wedding card series that I've been doing, so I hope you're enjoying them so far. So today I decided to get out one of my all-time favourite die sets, and this is from Tattered Lace, and also some of these beautiful three-dimensional flowers from Anna Griffin. So I'll show you the die first, and this die is really beautiful, very ornate, and it's called the Flourishing Trellis Rectangle. And as you can see, it's really pretty, and it's pretty large. It covers a full A5 card, and it's just really stunning to look at. So I have used this die before, and you can see there's quite a lot of layers. So before I get into what I've done with the dies, I'll just show you these as well. So these Anna Griffin 3D flowers I've had for a while, and I've been collecting Anna Griffin stuff for a good few years and hoarding them, so I decided to bust out this set of flowers, and this is the Favourite Flowers 3, and I think there's quite a few different ones you can get, and this is all the muted tones of roses. So I've already got out my flowers for this. As far as the dies go, I've already prepped my layers. So my card base, I've just folded up an A5 card, and this is a 250 GSM card base, and I've put the die onto my card after I folded it, leaving the spine uncut, so when I open my card I'll still have a spine and it's not cut all the way through. Now, to finish off my full design, because that just looks odd, I've taken the same die again and I've cut out a piece of green. I think this is 180 GSM lightweight card, and it's this beautiful muted green, and I just love the tone of this. So this has given me the full shape, which is going to sit on top of my card. Then I've taken the really fancy ornate design piece of the whole die, and it's this humongous, if I can get it out, this humongous die here, and you can see the beautiful details, and I've actually cut it and embossed it just to just so that the design just pops a bit more. I don't know if you can see it there. So it's a really pretty die, so that's going to sit on there. So you can see the colour tones that I've gone for, very the muted green, the bright white, and the vintage looking flowers. So let's get this card put together, and I'll show you the sentiment in a while as well. So because this is not so heavy, I'm going to put it down with some dry double-sided tape, and I'm just using some finger lift tape here, and I'm going to put the tape on the base of the card just in case I go over, so I'd rather be safe. So I really hope you're enjoying this little series of cards that I'm doing, and because I'm having a lot of fun, and they're not overly complicated, they are fairly simple cards that I'm doing. And if you've got any questions, please let me know. I always put my email address below, or you can just leave a comment and I can get in touch with you that way. Or if you've got any questions, just ask below in the description box, in the comments below. So that's the card base, and it's going to open like this. So I'm going to have it as a traditional open card. I did have a thought to do an easel card with this, but the funny thing is, if you're not a crafter and you receive a card which is an easel card, people get a bit confused as to how that card is meant to work. So just to save myself the hassle of explaining to somebody who's going to be receiving this, I'd rather just do a standard, well, it's not a standard, it's a traditional style card where the spine is on the left and the opening's there. So that's the other way of going around doing what do you call it, a decorative edge card. You can just offset the spine and still have your design without being an easel. Hope that made sense. So for this layer, again, I'm going to use some double-sided tape, and I'll be using some wet glue on the edges just to secure it down. So the center bit I want with dry adhesive, and the edges is going to be some wet glue. So I've got the same glue I used on my last video, and this is just the clear Tattered Lace clear drying glue. And all I'm going to do is try and catch some of the more solid areas of this design on the back. And you can see it's a really intricate, fancy die, perfect for weddings, anniversaries, the special cards that we all make. In fact, another way to use this die would be to gut out the center and use it just as a frame, like a photo frame, and just add your own printed picture inside, which will look really nice as well. Just a bit of glue here. So that is then going to sit on here. So I'm going to get it as central as I can. And then just dab the edges down. Okay, so just making sure I'm opening the right way. And then I'm going to put this to a side and work on my sentiment. Now for the sentiment die, I've just put the packaging aside. It's a Tonic Studios die set, and I absolutely love this die set because it's so versatile. So you get a base, you also get the word which says on your, so let's face this the way you can read it. So you get a base layer, then you get on your day with a blank in the middle. So in that you can put special, which just fits in there. You can also put birth, so on your birthday, and it also comes with wedding, so on your wedding day. That's the one I've used. So it's a very clever die set, and all these 3 sentiments fit in this little die set. So I'll put the name and the link of where you can get this below. I've cut it out here, so I've got a white base, and then I've cut on your wedding day in that same green cardstock that I've used here. So I'm just going to stick this down, and for that I'll be using some more wet glue. So I'll put some glue on here first. You've seen me do this many times. Just gonna catch the edges and the words with the glue, and then take it over to my piece here. And actually, let me do this bit first because that's the frame, and then it'll be easier to inlay the other bit. So over the frame goes on your blank day, like that, and then inside that will sit wedding, and that's just gonna sit in here perfectly, like so. Isn't that just so clever? I love it. I love this idea, and it's great to have a few sentiments that work within a particular die set. So then with this, because I'm going to put it here in the middle, I just want it to pop a bit more. So I've got these 2 little Paper Mania Dovecraft pigment based ink pads, and I've got this like it's a dirty pink, and I think it's dirty because I've used it on God knows what. So I'm just going to catch the edge of this solid piece, and that's just going to tie in the flowers that I'm going to be using as well. So nothing fancy, and you can use whatever ink pads you've got. I've just had, these are the handiest ones that I have to the side, and I always use these ones to just quickly edge little bits like this. And I think I'm just going to use this. I don't need the darker shade, so that is just going to make it pop a bit more from the white there. And this is going to go on some foam pads, so let's get some foam pads on this, and my sticky scissors for that job. And then I'm going to have the fun bit of decorating with all those 3-dimensional Anna Griffin flowers. So let's get this stuck down, and again, like I always say, I'm going to add a tiny bit of wet glue on the back of these foams so they don't dry off and fall off eventually. And then I'm going to put this quite central like that, and then my flowers. So I've got the flowers to the side here. I've already picked a few out, and I'm just gonna, so these are stickers, so you just need to be careful not to, you know, use them, but make sure you use them in a way that they're not going to just fall off. So before you take the backing off, just kind of decide where you want things going. And I've just picked some random ones out of that package, all roses. So maybe I don't want to cover the words too much, and I don't want a lot of overhang, so maybe I'll have like this and like that. That looks okay. And then probably have this one there. Just have them overhanging like that, and I don't think I'm going to need this last one, so I think that's, I'm going to go with that if I can remember. So I'm going to take the backing off, and like I said, they are stickers, so just make sure you reinforce your sticky bits with some wet glue. So like I said, I don't want to cover too much of the words. And I like them interlocking like that, so I'll probably have that going that way. So let's have this here. And then maybe this one just tucking in, not too far, because I don't want to cover the day. I'll probably have it just there. So let's get the backing off this one. And they can be a tiny bit fiddly because they're really stuck on, but once they're off, they're off. Okay, so a bit of wet glue on the back of that, and like I said, I want this kind of like interlocking, and these are 3-dimensional, so you can just lift bits off and tuck them in. I think I had it like this. Yep, so I'm just gonna stick that down, and then the top, do the same, have that there, and then the smaller one to the other side. Probably just lift this up a tiny bit. Actually, that looks quite nice, just like that. I'm going to lift one of the layers again, if I can grab it, and have that like so. Stick them down, and then one last thing I want to do to finish this card off is I've got this beautiful crystal drops, and this is the ivory seashell, and it's got a very beautiful pearlescent look, so I'll be using this just to add a few dots on the top corner here. So before you put your first drop, just take one out and see if it comes out fine, which it is doing. And then I'm just gonna probably add one big one, and then going down, medium one, and then a smaller one, just like that. And I think that looks great. Just a tiny bit of something else, and you don't need too much of it. So that finishes my card for today. Hope you enjoyed this. Very easy, simple constructed card with a lot of your 3D flowers. And if you don't have the 3D flowers, you can also fussy cut out flowers from pretty papers that you may have. So it's a really nice way to use up those 3-dimensional elements that we can either make or we might have. So check out all the links below. I'll have for you the links to where you can find the dies, hopefully, and the products that I've used, like the Nouveau drops as well. So thank you for stopping by, and please let me know what you think. Comment, like, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. So I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.